YouTube, Librarian here, and today I'm going to be giving my thoughts about Toontown Corporate Clash, the new Toontown private server. I'll be going over my thoughts on all the changes they made to Toontown and about the game overall. So without further ado, let's begin. First of all, I'm going to be talking about all the new content they added, and by new content I mean almost everything. The entire game has been reworked from the ground up, and it is a completely different experience from vanilla Toontown. Areas such as streets and playgrounds have their layouts changed, toons have a completely new look, and almost every gag has been changed in design as well. All these changes help the game feel fresh and new. Of course, they also created a completely new task line, so we have new things to do and a new story to go with it. This also comes with a new progression system that gives you XP for completing toon tasks and other activities, and rewards you with things like laugh boosts and bigger gag pouches at certain levels. Another major change is an increase in difficulty. Corporate Clash is much harder than regular Toontown since cogs do a lot more damage. In addition to that, they also added .exe cogs, which are cogs with more health and that do more damage than a normal cog. These cogs are stepping stones between your average cog and a 2.0 cog, and is a great addition to the game since 2.0 cogs were only ever used in BossBot HQ in the original. By far the biggest things added thus far have been the new playgrounds, gags, and cogs. Corporate Clash has recreated Acorn Acres to be a fully playable playground, and added in a completely new playground called Ye Olde Toontown, which is a black and white medieval themed playground. I absolutely love the new Acorn Acres since it feels like it is what Acorn Acres really should have been. In the original, it didn't really serve any purpose and was just an area to hang out in, but now it is a fully playable playground. I also love the design of the playground since having a wooden themed playground fits in well with the themes of the other playgrounds. Ye Olde Toontown on the other hand doesn't really fit in as well with the overall theme of Toontown. I feel like having a black and white medieval playground is a bit too much shoved into one area. I think a black and white playground paying homage to old cartoons is a great idea, and a medieval playground is a really cool concept, but the two don't blend well together. Personally, when I think of medieval times, I don't think of black and white, and when I think of black and white cartoons, I don't think of medieval times. Personally, I would have made these concepts into two separate playgrounds, but I still love the medieval design of Ye Olde Toontown. In addition to the new playgrounds, the team has also added in a new gag trap called Zap, and a new cog type called Board Bots. Zap gags have low damage and accuracy, but when paired with Squirt can do a lot of damage. Board Bots are mostly reskins of other cogs, but having a bigger variety of enemies to fight is always a good thing. These were both in Project Altus, but have since been revamped and are much better. Overall, I would say Zap is a really welcome addition to Toontown since it changes the strategy and flow of battle completely, which is something that the game could use. Speaking of strategy in Corporate Clash has been completely changed due to you being able to pick gags in any order you like. You're able to start with any 2 of the 8 gag tracks and then pick gag tracks in any order with the use of training points. You're also able to prestige gag tracks, making them stronger. Now I already did a video talking about what gags you should pick in Corporate Clash, so I won't stay on this topic for too long, but I do like the idea of being able to pick gags in any order. It allows people to try out different combinations, and prestiging gags allows for even greater strategy than what is in the vanilla game. The only downside to this is that when you are attempting to take down bosses or buildings, people's gags could be a little chaotic, but since Toontown is a pretty easy game overall, this could also be seen as an upside since you never know what kind of gags someone will have and how it will affect the flow of battle. That pretty much covers all the major content, or at least major content that I have seen so far. But even with all that, the Corporate Clash team added in some pretty sizable quality of life additions to the game. For Create a Toon, besides adding in new toon species and new colors, they also added in Uber mode, which is a gameplay mode that locks you as an Uber. This is a great addition since it allows you to make an Uber toon without having to worry about getting accidental laugh boosts. Another really great feature that the Corporate Clash team added in are side quests. These are optional toon tasks you unlock by talking to NPCs around Toontown. Side quests function as normal toon tasks, but they are completely optional and give you extra rewards and lore for doing them. TTR has done something similar to this with the Reindeer and April Toonsday task line, but having these be a part of the game permanently is really cool. Now before I end off the video, I want to mention 2 complaints I have about the game. The first of which is the server stability. Now the servers have improved tremendously since launch, but desyncing or the servers going down is still fairly common. Luckily, this doesn't really get in the way of gameplay as much as it used to, but it still can be annoying. I am positive the team is working hard on fixing this issue, and I am sure it will be resolved soon. The other complaint I have is cut corners. Overall, Corporate Clash is great, but the team did exclude a few small things to get it out sooner. For example, some of the new streets they created don't have maps, while others do. Many of the objects they created, like mailbox and streetlights, aren't solid and can be walked through. And there's a really weird glitchy street in Acorn Acres called Acorn Avenue that leads nowhere but has signs for Daffodil Gardens. Unless that street is somehow part of the story, I think they probably should have not let us access it until the area it is supposed to lead to is finished. Anyways, these things are extremely minor in the big scheme of things, but are still noticeable and make the game feel less professional. So overall, I would say Toontown Corporate Clash is a great new take on the concept of Toontown. This just goes to show how amazing of a concept Toontown really is, and how it can be done in countless different ways. If you are bored of the classic Toontown formula, then Corporate Clash is the server for you, since it changes enough things to be very different, but still has many of the things we know and love from the original. Personally, I see myself playing Corporate Clash for quite a long time, since this is the only private server besides TTR that has made me actually want to play through the entire game again. So that is all I have to say for now. What do you guys think of Corporate Clash? Let me know in the comments below. Also, be sure to subscribe for some more Toontastic videos coming soon, such as coverage of Toonfest and more Corporate Clash videos. And I will see you guys next time.